Hello, everybody. How are you? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're watching. If you can hear me, I want you to please type "I can hear you" in the comment section. I just want to be sure I am not talking to myself. But anyway, we are used to talking to ourselves. Yes, I have a very great guy today on set. So if you can hear me, please type "I can hear you" in the comment section. Yes. So while we're doing that, I want you to like and share this video, like and share this broadcast, because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to like and share the video, the broadcast. So while you're doing that, Sid, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, John. Coming through loud and clear.
Great. So welcome to another episode of the Morale Booster with John Ughulu. It's another beautiful day. It's a bright. I thank God for the gift of life. So many people went to bed last night having plans for today, but unfortunately they couldn't see daylight. But we're here today listening to this program because we have the gift of life. So gratitude is paramount. Like and share the video, please. So without wasting much of your time, I have another very powerful and interesting guest all the way from Maryland. His name is Sid Owsley, and Sid lives in Burtonsville, Maryland. He's a former U.S. Marine and a former deputy sheriff. He holds a bachelor's degree in Homeland Security and Emergency Management. He's also a certified Les Brown Power Voice speaker, as well as being one of the featured speakers in the Les Brown Power Voice Summit. Mr. Owsley has several certifications in digital marketing, and he owns a digital marketing agency called Kudujuce Digital Marketing Agency. Mr. Owsley believes in being at the forefront of trends and technology. So he's also a certified blockchain professional, helping companies learn about the benefits of implementing blockchain technology. Sid is also the host of Determination Determines Destination podcast and has been a guest on several podcasts. Sid enjoys traveling, reading, working out, and sharing a good meal with friends. He can be contacted at sidowsley.com and all social media platforms. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome to this virtual stage no other person but Sid Owsley. Sid, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Hey, John, thank you for inviting me, man. It's great being on your podcast. And I really have to thank you for your support, being on your podcast. Was just on your event last week, the Main Seed event, speaking virtually, and also for the event, the Main Seed Mastermind event that you held in Alpharetta, Georgia in November was an awesome event. And so I thank you for your support in helping me develop my speaking. And it's a pleasure being on here with you. Once again, we're together sharing a stage, virtual or live together.
That's great. Thank you so much. And thank you for your service. I always say it is people like you that has made it possible for someone like me who came into this country as an immigrant to have the opportunity to shine my light. Thank you for your service. We really appreciate you. And thank you for all you're doing. I see you are impacting lives with your podcast. You're helping people move from where they are to where they want to be. So thank you, Sid. So let's go straight to the first question I have for you today.
Sure.
So what made you choose entrepreneurship?
Well, entrepreneurship is something that I had always been interested in. I started investing in real estate when I was around 25. I bought my first property, and the interest had been there even before that. I remember reading a book when I think I was about 20 years old, called Nothing Down by Robert Allen. And I bought my first house for myself when I was 23. Wow. Like I said, I had a small apartment building when I was 25 years old. And so,
an apartment building.
Yeah, it was a small, it's a 4-unit building when I was 25, and have had, various other businesses. And, the reason that entrepreneurship interested me is that, you look at, the things that the big buildings and the stores and businesses that people have, and you wonder, how do they do that? And it just always fascinated me. And it's a personal challenge. It's a it's a challenge in doing this that is in my mind equivalent to even being an athlete, because you have to train for this. You have to be willing to develop yourself. You have to transform yourself from who you are into someone else or more of who you are. Some people are natural entrepreneurs, and so they latch onto this thing, fast. They can look at something naturally and know it's a deal. I struggle with this a little bit more, so I work harder at it. But nonetheless, it's a challenge that challenge is always there. No matter how many deals you do, the next deal or the next business, that challenge is always there for life. And so entrepreneurship is something that is really a personal development journey that you're on for your entire life. So that's why it interested me, the challenge of it.
Right. That's a good one, because you started early. And, I work with young adults and children between the ages of 8 to 22. And knowing what you know now, Sid, with your experience, what would you advise that young man or young woman who has an interest for entrepreneurship, but do not currently have the financial capabilities of starting out? What would be your advice for that person, that 16, 17, 18 years old person?
My biggest advice would be to get started with what you have. And getting started really means learning.
Right.
The personal development side and the learning of what an entrepreneur is, dealing with businesses, dealing a lot with your own limitations, your own strengths and weaknesses, working on those so that when you come into situations, you'll have a better understanding of how you will respond or react to those situations.
Right.
It has a lot to do with your success and failure in entrepreneurship or really anything else. And also the great thing about where we're at now in this period of time is the technology.
Yes.
Now a young person, you could if a 10-year-old has any type of interest in business or investing or anything, they can get right on YouTube and start learning this at a very, very early age. So that, if they're 10, 11, if they're a teenager, by the time they get into their early 20s, their mid 20s, they can actually be a subject matter expert on certain things just because the technology allows them to have access to knowledge so much faster, so much broader than when I first started.
Right, right, right. That makes a whole lot of sense. So basically, your advice for the young you, the 16 years old seed,
Yeah.
is right now
Right now.
we have yeah, we have access to the internet. So whatever business you want to get involved in, they should start networking on the internet first in that particular area, even if they currently do not have the money, right?
Yeah, it's the money right now, when you first start out, it's better for you not to have the money.
Right.
If you don't actually know anything, having the money can be dangerous because you'll blow it all in the learning part. There's which happened to me a lot. A lot of people before we had the access to the technology, which gave us access to so much knowledge. You really
Yeah.
had to put some skin in the game and get skinned. You would
Yes.
you go out here and put some money on a property and you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, you're gonna get the scars.
Yeah.
Some of that is necessary regardless. You can never totally avoid the mistakes, but now, like I said, someone very, very young can start out to learn how to invest in the stock market, invest
Right.
in options, or invest in property, whatever else they want to do. And they can get a lot of knowledge and network with a lot of people on a scale that I didn't have access to when I was young. So
Yes.
yeah, just get started where you're at now. Get started with learning the particular subject that you are interested in. The internet, gives you access, all the access you need. And once you're ready to actually go into action, you will have already gathered the network that can help you avoid some of the more common pitfalls.
Yeah, that's right. I I completely agree with you. You know, if you're listening to this program right now, please like and share the broadcast because there's somebody out there who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Now, this message resonates with a lot of parents who have kids who are interested in entrepreneurship but currently do not have the financial ability to get started. So, what Seed is generally encouraging is now that the money is not available, go about networking, go about soaking yourself in that idea because every great invention today was once an idea. Am I right, Sid?
Yeah, it starts in your head first. Everything
Yes.
starts in your head. Everything starts with your imagination. And as I said, with the technology that we have now, you actually don't need a lot of money to start and develop an idea.
Yes.
Between the computer, your smartphone, and having internet access, you put together a website, do some videos on what you're an expert at or what you're learning. Now you can get on the internet, get on YouTube or different social media, other social media platforms, and show people your journey of learning something and
You're right.
an audience, and share your journey with people about what you're learning, and you'll develop a following and a network that will help you succeed, and you'll help other people succeed.
That's true. Thank you so much. I like that. You know, one of the major reasons why I chose to bring up this topic is because I know you have been in law enforcement for a while, right? And
Yeah.
you know that typically the earlier we start building leaders from when they're young, the better it will be for our communities, the safer our communities would be. That's why I love to work with them. This is the time for us to teach them that they do not need all the money in the world to get started. So you just mentioned something about a journey. Can you please explain to those kids out there, letting them know that they don't have to be perfect to get started, because people are interested in their journey, the early beginnings where things were not okay, where things were, can you please explain to that mother who's watching now so she can tell her children, or also explain to that young adult who's already watching, let them know the importance of the journey and how people are willing to follow through with that?
Yeah, people want to see, they want to be able to relate to the successful people. Right? A lot of times when we see people that have achieved a success, they're at their success point, and we don't know the journey that they've gone through. We don't know the pitfalls, the setbacks, the delays, the disappointments that they've dealt with. When you can actually show them that as you're going through your journey to whatever destination you have, they can relate to it more, and that gives them the hope and the fuel to keep going. Two of the people that really have helped me and continue to help me is Les Brown, our mentor in speaking from Power Voice. Les Brown talks about his failures all the time, and he talks about them in such a way. He talks about the failures that leads to the success. He just doesn't leave you in the failure. He tells you about what he has gone through and to help him, that allowed him to get to where he's at now. And when people can see that, hey, this guy slept in his office. He slept in his office. He slept in a trash can. And he made it. Eric Thomas, talks about how he ate out of trash cans. The other person that really I relate to is Robert Kiyosaki, that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Poor Dad, yeah. Robert
Kiyosaki talks about how in the 70s, him and his business partners invented the a lot of people probably won't remember this. When the jogging craze first started in the 70s, him and his business partners invented a small Velcro wallet to put your keys and your change in that would attach to your running shoes.
Yeah.
And they invented that, but they didn't spend the money on getting a patent attorney. And so someone else came along, several other people came along and copied what they made, and their business failed. They over $1 million they went in debt. So he had to come back from that. Property deals, bad business partners, things that he did wrong himself. All of those things are going to happen, and being able to see that you can come back from those things and succeed is what really helps other people understand, hey, I can do this. Even though I've failed, I can still succeed.
Right. That's great. I love that. So if you're listening to the program, it's Sid Owsley. Please remember to like and share. And if you're watching on a replay, we will definitely get back to you and answer your questions or respond to your comments. So Sid, thank you for those nuggets. Those are powerful nuggets. Now, the world has actually changed right now. The trajectory has changed.
Yeah.
The pandemic, the COVID-19 has caused a lot of challenges in the world today.
Yeah.
I know you are not a therapist, right? So what's your advice for those people who have been impacted one way or the other by the pandemic? those who have lost their jobs, and those who are no longer in business, whose businesses have folded up. What's your advice for them?
Well, firstly, as you said, the world has definitely changed because of this COVID pandemic. And for the people that, all of us are dealing with a certain level of stress. And for those people who are really, really having a hard time dealing with this physically and mentally, please seek some type of professional help. You don't have to deal with the stress and the strain alone. And there's no shame in admitting that you're having a hard time.
Right.
Go seek the help. The help is there. And you can contact me, John, anybody, and if I can direct you towards someone, I will, because a lot of people are going through things that they just never thought would happen. Who would have ever thought that basically the entire world shut down? We could have never imagined something like that
at all.
Yeah. And like you said, a lot of businesses have closed. Kids have been cooped up in the house. They haven't been able to go to school. Some of them are a little happy about that, but being cooped up in the house, that has its own level of stress on the kids and the parents.
And the parents, most especially the parents,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, we're dealing with things we've never ever dealt with before, and so, go, seek the help. Like I said, there's no shame in getting some help to deal with this situation.
Right.
And also, on the economic front, this is the time where we are seeing that the systems that we've trusted in, that we've, been taught to trust in, maybe aren't as strong as we thought.
Yes.
And this is going to continue to change. And so all of us are going through a period of transition, career transition, business transitions. A lot of businesses have had to, if you're in the food business, if you had a place that people had to actually come and sit down, you more than likely had to change into some type of delivery mode, and even when you're open, there's a modified opening. You're not back at full strength. School has changed. School is all online now.
Yes.
And so the teachers and the parents and the kids are getting used to, a teacher is looking at a screen with 30 kids, and these 30 kids have their cell phone tucked down in their lap so that the teacher can't see it. And they're texting each other. Nobody's paying attention to the teacher. And,
right.
and the parents, they're at home working too, and all this other stuff. And so, we're all going through a very serious period of change and transformation and transition. And so, use this time to look at ways to transform yourself. We're all going to have to transform ourselves into, as far as what we do, how we make a living,
right,
and how we're interacting with each other. You're having virtual happy hours and virtual baby showers and virtual graduations, so seek out knowledge that will help with this transformation as much as possible. And, this is also the time when there may be some things that you've wanted to do in life that you didn't have a chance to do because you were working a lot, and maybe now you're off work or you have reduced work hours. And now is a good time to, take a look at those things and see if you can create a business out of them. If you can create something that will help yourself and help other people. When you can help other people through this situation, it can be great for you and for them.
Right.
Uh, that's basically what I've been doing. I had always thought about doing some type of speaking, things like that, and during this pandemic, I started, because I was in the Les Brown group, and that opportunity came about because my work hours were reduced. This opportunity came up. I took it.
Right.
And I've been speaking on some things that I know I've dealt with and I know other people deal with in the area of mindset.
Yes.
And my own little personal motto has been determination determines destination. The 3Ds to success.
Right.
And I came about that because I don't consider myself to have any huge natural talent, but I'll work for what I want. I'll put in the time to learn what I need to learn to become successful at it, and have that determination just to keep going. And I've dealt with and still deal with these setbacks, delays, challenges, things like that. And you just have to have the mindset of being determined that you're going to determine your destination in life. And so I share that with other people.
That's a great one. That's a great thing you're doing, because right now, a lot of people, everybody needs mindset development. Everybody needs a form of push, a form of consolation to help them transition to a better place. And thank you so much for all you do. And I love that word. Determination determines destination, right?
Yes.
Determination determines destination. That's great. So it's a principle that if one can follow, will definitely help them, will guide them. So thank you so much. Now let's talk about your blockchain part, the blockchain part of you.
Mm.
So what precisely, how can you help people get into that sector? So just throw more light on what that blockchain means and how it can help people generate some income on the side.
Well, blockchain is a technology, it's a distributed ledger. It's a way of verifying transactions so that two or more parties can agree on terms. You put those terms on a document or some other form of media. You put it in a blockchain. Blockchain is a technology that once you put this information in a blockchain, it cannot be changed unless you create it that way so it'll be changed. But you can create it so that it cannot be changed, and two or more parties can agree on these terms, verify the transaction, and have a permanent record of it. And so what this does is it helps speed things along, because you don't have as many middle people in the transaction that can change things, that can defraud things.
Right.
This works great in supply chain, where a verification of parts or goods can be done very quickly, without having a lot of middlemen in there, possibly changing things. So
Okay.
this
Okay.
technology really helps in business to be able to speed up business transactions.
Okay. That's great. Thank you. I know I've been hearing about blockchain. So it has to do with digital currency, right?
That's one part of it. Yeah, digital
Oh,
currency.
that's
Yeah. See, blockchain and cryptocurrency are two different things, but they're related because you can put the cryptocurrency on the blockchain.
Okay.
So, for instance, you can do, say, a real estate deal, and how you use a title company to verify that there's a contract, right?
Right.
Well, you can put
I
that
got it.
title, on the blockchain.
Great.
And instantly, you know the paperwork when you buy a piece of property, how long this stuff takes.
Yes.
And they need this piece of paper and that piece of paper, and then you give them a piece of paper, and then and 2 weeks later they ask you for the same piece of paper that you gave them, and all this stuff. By
Right.
using blockchain, you can speed this up.
Okay.
And also the actual financial transaction, if when we get to the point, because it will happen, when we get to the point where we will use digital currency to buy things on a regular basis, you can put, let's say, Bitcoin. You buy a house with Bitcoin. You put that Bitcoin on the blockchain, and it will instantly go to the seller.
Okay.
And the seller can verify this by looking at it. And so it cuts out the intermediaries.
Right.
Some of the intermediaries are trying to stay in because they're gonna lose a lot of money, when this thing comes about. But
Right.
it makes things much easier, much faster, and more secure. And so what I do, I help companies to understand that this technology can benefit them, and help them see the value of it. Right now
Right.
it's kind of hard because it hasn't been mass adopted yet, even though that's coming.
Right.
You can see, like with the cryptocurrency, you can see that companies like Visa and PayPal and Cash App, you can do Bitcoin transactions
Right.
on the platforms. And so the adoption of cryptocurrency and blockchain within the next 5 to 10 years is going to be mass adopted.
It's gonna be massive. It's gonna really blow up. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one to know. And I'm glad you talked about this. There's so many people out there who are also ignorant about these things. They say knowledge is power. So for those of you who are currently listening to this program who have an interest in discovering or finding out what the blockchain is and how you can benefit from that technology, you can always reach out to Sid. Am I right? Can they reach out to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You can contact me.
Great. That's awesome. So Sid, thank you so much. How can people find you?
Well, on social media, just put my name in, Sid Owsley. I'm easy to find. Facebook, like I say, any social media platform. You can also go to my website, sidowsley.com. And on the website, you can pick up a free gift about aligning your goals with your values. And I'll be able to keep in contact with you more that way. Also, I got to plug my podcast, John. The 3D Success, Determination Determines Destination. You can check out my podcast on Spotify, as well as a YouTube channel, the 3D Success, where I interview people about their journey, as we talked about earlier, their journey of dealing with overcoming obstacles and challenges and arriving at a certain point of success in their life, because I think that's very important for people to hear those stories and be able to relate.
Yes, that's great. So Sid Owsley can, if you want some mindset coaching, if you want somebody who can speak about mindset at any of your events in your religious organization, you can always reach out to Sid Owsley. His website is currently being displayed on the screen. He's a good man. We've known ourselves for a while, and he's a great speaker. He's a great motivational speaker. He was mentored and coached by one of the world's greatest motivational speakers, Mr. Les Brown. And if you need that help, that person who you can talk to whenever you're going through that mental challenge. I'm not saying he's a therapist, but he can refer you to somebody. He can point you at the right direction. All right. So this is the time for everybody not just to sit down and start complaining about the pandemic, but instead, this is the time for us to look for a solution, look for a way to add value to our communities, to our families, to everybody that we come across, because we were created to impact people. All right. So, Sid, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. My apologies for the mix up in the time. I'm currently in Dallas for a funeral. It just didn't occur to me that the time is a different time zone from where I was. But I'm glad you made it happen. That's what matters. And I want you to enjoy the rest of your day.
Same to you, John. And
you're welcome.
Thank you very much for having me on. And like I said, thank you for your continued support. And I look forward to any other events that you have that I can attend, because
sure.
Yeah, you always put things together great. And I encourage anybody that has the opportunity to attend any of John's events or need a speaker themselves. John is great. He has a great organizational skill. He has a wonderful family. Those three boys you have.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, I when I see them and I see their father, man, you're doing a great job. And,
thank you. My wife does most of the job. She's the neck of the house. She holds the head.
You won't get yourself in trouble saying that.
Right? Yeah, thank you so much. So, Pratibha, hey Pratibha, how are you? Pratibha said, go. How you doing, Pratibha? Thank you for watching. I see Victor. Hi, Victor. He says, right on.
Yeah, Ife.
Yeah, Victor.
Iffy.
Good to see.
Yep, I see Iffy.
Sorry?
I see Iffy McCoy.
Yeah, Iffy. Yeah, I see Shante.
Shante
Chante's here. Yep. Hello, Shante. How are you? Yeah, then I see Iffy McCoy, the unscripted man. How you doing, my brother?
Maintenance. I like that, Iffy.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Seed. So, what are your last words before we go for those people who are struggling and want to get into entrepreneurship? Last 1 minute line.
Well, my wrap up is to just stay with it. You're going to have the delays, setbacks, and challenges. Right now, I'm actually working on creating a course for mindset to help people, more to develop that mindset to keep going and show them what it takes to achieve a certain level of success in their life. Well, I'm working on the modules. I have a team that's helping me, and we're experiencing delays. The work that I wanted done should have been done about 2 weeks ago. Right? But we're experiencing delays because there's something wrong with the particular platform I'm using. So we had to switch to another platform.
Okay.
There's a certain level of frustration. There's a certain level of disappointment, but you can't give in to those things. You have to keep going. You have to realize, okay, this is what happens. This is the deal. Stay focused. Don't let the frustration allow you to make decisions that are going to cause you to have anything other than success. Just stay focused, be patient, things will work out. And that's what I tell people. You're going to have the setbacks. It's part of the deal. It's part of the deal. Once you sign on to do something outside of what you normally do, you've just signed the deal to have frustrations, setbacks, and challenges.
That's true.
Part of the deal. Go through with it. You'll come through on the other side.
That's true. Thank you. Thank you so much for that advice. Guys, please like and share this broadcast. Someone out there has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Yes. Iffy McCoy, that's the owner of the Unscripted Voices. You're doing another great job, my friend. If you keep it up, thank you for watching. Yeah, and yeah, he said you guys rock.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. So thank you so much, Seed, and I really do appreciate your time. Let me allow you go back to your family and your business so you can take care of things. So until same time next week, have a great day, everybody, and remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life.
That's right.
Take care. God bless you all.
Have a great week.